I have a 6-year-old thoroughbred mare that I purchased 2 years ago. When she gets spooked, there's no warning. She jumps and turns really fast. Last year, she broke my arm doing this. I'm not sure how to break her of this habit. There are no other concerns. She comes to me in the turnout, she lunges the way your videos taught me, and she gives me 110% during training sessions.
Renee, okay, let's talk about this thoroughbred. So, in your question, you said the horse is jumping, he's spooking, but he's doing it randomly, okay? Here's a few things. If it happens enough to ask a question about, it's probably not super, super random. That'd be my first thing I'd tell you right now, because it obviously happens enough that you notice it happened enough that it broke your arm, okay? So that's obviously, I don't have to tell you this can be dangerous. You already know that now. So here's what I would tell you. If I had your horse in training, and I started the fundamentals groundwork, and that's exactly what I would do. I'd go right back to the round pen, I'd start the fundamentals groundwork, and I'd work my way step by step, just like we teach in the fundamentals kit. What I would do with your horse is I wouldn't lead it anywhere. If you sent it to me for 6 weeks, I wouldn't lead it anywhere for 6 weeks. I'd back it up everywhere it goes. A horse that is spooking and messing around like this typically tells me that the horse has just got a lot of energy, and he's got nowhere to put it. He's got no job to do. He's got nothing to do, and he's got all day to do it in, and this kind of like random la, 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 and then he blows up like that. It's just like, the horse is being reactive, but it's almost like you're in la la land playing around. Life's just a game until you try to, and get scared of something, which is absolutely ridiculous. Horses are going to get reactive. Horses are prey animals. When something frightens them, they're going to want to jump and spook. What your horse is doing is totally normal, okay? That doesn't mean we have to like it. That doesn't mean I have to accept it. So why back her? Why did I say that? Because you're giving her a job to do. Every time you get a hold of that horse for a while, your job is to say, you don't have time to be looking and spooking. You know what's going to make it really difficult for her to spook at this over here? Her looking at this right here, okay? When I've got her attention on me, her attention's not on everything else. So I would back that horse up everywhere. I've had this exact same scenario happen to me a couple of times. So don't feel bad. You learned your lesson. We're smart enough to get some help right away. It took me a long time. I had to make this mistake a bunch of times before I ever got smart enough to do anything about it. Okay? So when you're leading the horse along, especially if you're right beside the horse, it's one of those scenarios where this is going to be fine as long as the horse doesn't get reactive, he doesn't do anything silly, okay? But when you're within the hula hoop range, your arm and one of our sticks length of that horse's body, when he's within that range, you're hedging your bet that you have the horse respectful enough and using the thinking side of his brain enough that he's not going to do anything, okay? But if he does, this is where accidents happen, and obviously you know that. So I would keep her out of my space, and I'd back her up everywhere she goes. I'd back her up until when you're backing her around the barn, when you're backing her all over your facility, she doesn't even think about looking around. When she goes to get spooky at something, don't go address the thing, go back to backing her up. That's her way of saying, hold on a second, I'll get back with you. When I'm done having a fit, I'll get back to you. Ridiculous. When I've got the halter and lead rope strapped on, I'm your problem. I tell my clinic participants this all the time. If I'm on the ground, if it's not holding the halter and lead rope, it's not my horse's problem. I'm holding the lead rope, I'm your problem. You need to be concerned about what I'm doing and being on time with me. That's your job as the leader, okay? So this is going to require you to be an effective leader, know the rules to the game here, and go put her feet to work. So the reality is, if you go do a good job with your fundamentals groundwork, I suspect you're probably going to find this problem goes away very quickly on its own. If it doesn't, that would be my prescription for you, is that backing, okay? If it's not backing, it might be something like the C pattern, where I'm sending her from side to side. Like, I'm giving her a job to do. I'm getting right in the middle of her and say, you don't have time to get silly and get all spooky, because here's the reality. What are our horses usually spooking at? Nonsense. shadows on the side of the barn, the same trash can they walk by 11 times. It's usually a bunch of nothing. Okay, when's the last time a horse actually spooked at something and you looked over and, oh wow, it really is a grizzly bear? You know what I mean? It's usually not. So that's a perfect example of, I'm over here in La La Land, and then randomly I decide, this ought to be fun, and they'll spook and jump at that. Oh, I'm so sorry, your arm's broke. Sorry about that. Okay, and they just go right back on about their day. So, fundamentals groundwork until you get all that solid to at least a B+, and I would back this horse up until it forgets how to lead. When we have horses in training, I'd say, we teach them how to back up within the first couple of days when we get them in training. And I'd probably back them up, no joke, everywhere. Like, we don't lead them anywhere for probably at least 3 weeks, okay? Until that horse is not thinking about being reactive, not even remotely pushy and disrespectful. See, when horses get frightened, they look to you to security, okay? So they want to jump in your top pocket like, hey, save me, okay? Well, that wouldn't be the end of the world if this was, a house cat, but, this is a 1,000-pound animal. That's a big deal, okay? So I want you to pay special attention to your hula hoop space when you're around this mare. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's say we're at a walkabout tour and we're using a demo horse. I don't know anything about the demo horse. The horse doesn't know any of our method. We have no control of it. Do I lead those horses? Yes, I do. I lead them at the end of the lead rope. I have the stick and string in my hand, and I make them lead at the end of the 14-foot lead rope. Why don't I let them lead closer? Because the scenario is just like this right now. I don't trust them. If I don't have control of their feet, and I don't know that I can get the horse to move out of my space and get it to use the thing inside of its brain, it's not coming anywhere near me. It's not even remotely getting anywhere near my hula hoop space until I know I've got control of it, and then I can bring it in. Okay, once you've proven you can be trustworthy, then I will let you into my house and then we can have a civil conversation. Other than that, no. You're standing at the end of the lead rope until I know for sure this is going to go well for me. Okay, so I want you to pay special close attention to that. Even if you said, listen, I don't want to do all that fundamental groundwork stuff, then just do the backing. Literally just teach you the backing. That will fix this problem literally on its own. Okay, so go back, do a solid job with your fundamentals, and this is going to get this whole problem sorted out. I hope this helps you out.
Take your horsemanship to the next level. The No Worries Club Premium membership is your ultimate portal to complete your horse training. You'll have access to Clinton's complete training library, thousands of hours of step-by-step instructional videos. You'll master all aspects of horsemanship, from fundamentals to trick training. You'll have access to our exclusive social network that connects you with thousands of dedicated horsemen from around the world. You'll have the method available wherever you are and accessible through the web, your phone and tablets, or your favorite streaming devices. You'll receive 8 all-new training videos per year and the quarterly No Worries Journal, as well as access to the ever-growing video library, Q&As, performance horse series, blogs, and more. But that's not all. You also get free tickets to walkabout tours and priority access to the latest news coming from Down Under horsemanship. Not to mention VIP pricing on all of Clinton's must-have training tools. So what are you waiting for? Unlock the ultimate access and jumpstart your training program today.